I was recently sitting with a group of teachers, and we got to talking about some of the biggest struggles that our readers have. And maybe you can relate with this. And I know there's so many more, right? But here's 3 of the ones that we thought were pretty important. Number 1, reading basics for an older reader are no longer taught in the curriculum or no longer a part of what they do every day regularly. Number 2, there's no consistency. There's really no time. They lack that regular time that they need. And number 3, tracking progress. How do you do that? How often should you do that? And lack of recognition too, lack of rewarding them for a job well done. And we'll dive a little bit deeper into each challenge really quick. Give me a thumbs up if you can relate to any of those challenges. Really quickly, thumbs up in the chat box. Let's see who else has struggling readers with these challenges. We're definitely not alone. Okay, challenge number 1. I'm going to go a little bit more deeply into these. So what does the academic experience of an older struggling reader look like? Research has shown that they have raised levels of anxiety. They have hesitation to participate. They're less motivated, and they have less understanding of the content. So the curriculum for young readers is built specifically for readers learning to read, right? It's usually the whole group, and they're all learning phonics together. They're all learning how to sound out a word together, practicing those beginning reading skills. But after 3rd grade, this reading instruction changes, and it goes from a focused, phonetic, structured curriculum to teach how to sound out words, how to read smoothly, what letters to say, and usually a fun and cute learning program, right? To a reading where the older reader is no longer interested in that cute, fun piece of it. They need to read for application. Can they apply their reading in science and math and social studies? And can they discuss in detail? Can they discuss topics that require critical thinking? Can they analyze texts and reading material and formulate their own thoughts and beliefs? And struggling readers they're trying to sound out the words. They're trying to find meaning in the basic reading structures, and they can't jump into critical thought. And that is why there's a big, big challenge in this area. And research, again, has revealed that an older struggling reader, they have raised levels of anxiety, and they do hesitate to participate. They aren't motivated, and their understanding of the content is less than their peers. Okay, challenge number 2. How do we stay consistent? This is a little bit more about executive functioning for the struggling reader. And I love this guy. Look at him. He is walking, and he is consistent, and he's got a smile on his face. This is what we want for our readers: to enjoy reading, to be able to keep going no matter what, even when their stress levels are high. In a 3rd grade classroom and up, the classroom or any library that you go to, anywhere really, you have these amazing books like Harry Potter, just for the sake of giving you a book that everybody knows. This is what our kids want to read. They don't want to read the books that are prepared for the younger kids, but this is really all that's out there for them as they practice their reading. So, and for the parent and the educator, the overall health and well-being is what's most important for the student. So great reading, healthy well-being. And challenge number 3 is tracking progress. How do we know when to move forward and what skills to teach next? So for example, let me give you a quick example. Today, the struggling reader sounded really good. Your struggling reader, whether at home or at school, they sounded really good. They were able to sound out the words, and they read a sentence in a natural voice. And then a week later, they read that same sentence. It was choppy. It was word for word. And when they were finished, they hadn't a clue what that sentence meant. So what happened to the growth? So my question is, have you ever tracked something that you have done? And have you ever completed it successfully? Maybe at work, maybe at home, maybe out in the community. You did a job well done and others noticed and they complimented you, or you did well on a test and you were complimented. To a struggling reader, our tracking of their progress gives us the opportunity to notice and to celebrate each job well done, each success. And this is the elixir for an older struggling reader faced with many negative reading experiences. And if you're a teacher, the challenge is to be consistent and track. And even if you're a parent or a homeschooling parent, you want to consistently track this progress regularly. But the struggle for you is if you're a parent, you're busy with life within the family. And if you're a teacher, you might have 20 other students. And so your challenge is tracking consistently with quality, right? And we want to also make sure that we celebrate those milestones that each struggling reader has.